Well, over here I have soundtracks. These are soundtracks that I've wanted. They've been on my want list for a long time. I never saw a lot of them in the wild while digging, and if I did, the few that I saw were pretty worn. A lot of ring wear. So the sound of the music on all of these, the way the music's laid out, the orchestration, the instruments they use, the melodic type of music is what I'm always after here. These are all standouts that really struck me, and I just knew I had to get them. This one here is really pretty. Girl on a Motorcycle. I think this was a UK film. Stars Marianne Faithfull. This was always a pretty soundtrack. I remember this as a kid. I just loved it. Here's another really nice one by Chad and Jeremy. 3 in the Attic. Passion Flower Hotel. You'll recognize Bill Mumy there from Lost in Space. Here's a kind of a documentary movie. Really cool music on this one here. This is a 1969 British movie. The music's by Basil Kirchin. Just beautiful, beautiful vocals. The movie stars actress Jenny Agutter. She was in Logan's Run and a whole bunch of stuff. This is another great one. Got that Euro sound I really love. And this is another great one here. Sven Liebeck. Check out his music. Cat Stevens. There's a classic. Harold and Maude. Love the movie. Love the soundtrack. I like all his music, but especially on this soundtrack here. This is, I think, available now for the first time. Although it's been around a while, this is, I think, second, third, or fourth repress. Sven Liebeck again, Nature Walkabout. Just, I think that was a TV series over in the UK, or Europe, somewhere in Europe. It says 1966 Australian nature documentary series. This is a type of music that I remember growing up as a kid, that I just fell in love with that 60s, 70s sound. Another great soundtrack. This is good, very good, worth checking out. Roller Coaster movie. Love Neil Hefti's music. The Odd Couple from the original movie before it became a TV series. One of the James Bond soundtracks I was missing, composed by John Barry. Piero Umiliani, The Man in the City. Franco Michelizzi, She Say. Bobby Womack, and conducted by J.J. Johnson, Across 110th Street. Another classic there. Great soundtrack. The Peter Thomas Sound Orchestra from about 1974-75. Happy to find this one. It's still sealed. What's this one? Leonard Rosenman. The soundtrack to Beneath the Planet of the Apes. Classic here. Alain Gourguer, La Planète Sauvage. Another incredible pop soundtrack with electronics in it. Very melodic, upbeat. Tomorrow. Just fantastic. Fun movie too. Sci-fi. And here is the reissue. A recent reissue about a year or two ago. It's on pretty colored vinyl. Here's a real interesting one I ran across. UFO encounters, factual eyewitness testimonies. A really fun listen here. Attilio Mineo, he did a soundtrack of really spacey, atmospheric electronic music for the 1962 Seattle World's Fair. This is a great soundtrack here. Phase 4, the movie. Sci-fi. Space 1999. 3 stories. Great soundtrack here. We get to hear the second season, year 2 of Space 1999. They produced 48 episodes. The first year was Barry Gray, more orchestrated. Derek Wadsworth's second season was a very electronic, very spacey. Actually fit the series more, being set in the future. You'll all remember the Lancelot Link Saturday morning children's TV show. This has been reissued. More stories, like 4 exciting stories, Planet of the Apes, Star Trek. I always saw these as a kid, but never bought any. It's fun to kind of get them all now for the nostalgia. George A. Romero's Martin, kind of a horror movie. The music was composed and conducted by Donald Rubinstein. A very unique sounding music in this one here that I really love. Kind of dreamy and another great movie and soundtrack I love. Very ethereal, kind of avant-garde, strange, very, very strange. This music you could easily fall asleep to or just listen on endless loop on a rainy day while reading a book. This was the soundtrack to the movie Zombie. Really cool electronic music by Fabio Frizzi. David Bowie, Christian F. A lot of his music from his mid-late 70s period compiled in this movie soundtrack. The Andromeda Strain by electronic composer Gil Millay. This has been made available again. Has a really unique fold-open cover there. and a 10-inch record that's, I think, shaped like a hexagon. Matches the original. And then the Blade Runner soundtrack. When the movie came out in 1982, it was released on a record, but it was an orchestrated version, not the electronic Vangelis version that you actually hear in the movie. So this is the best. Let's see what else. Here's some of my very latest finds. Strongbow, kind of a classic rock. Let's see here. There we go. This is the Melodic Energy Commission. Stranger in Mystery. I love their strange sound. They do a lot of interesting things here you just don't hear every day. Their music is truly a standout and an interesting listen. That's their second album from '80, The Migration of the Snails. Carly Simon there with her sister Lucy. They got together, I think, in the early 60s, sang a lot of folk music, and this is a popular one by them. Very fun. It was designed for children, but it's really a fun listen. Richard Shore, or actually Shores, and his orchestra. Very light, relaxing mood music from late 50s. I saw this movie when it came out. John Williams, great music. Towering Inferno. Earthquake, another really nice orchestrated soundtrack. Early mid-70s, they had a lot of these here catastrophe movies. Airport, all kind of, Jaws. Here is Grobschnitz, Rock Pommel's Land. Kind of tells a story, sci-fi story there. Strange Guys by Mythos. Toboggan, Kino. Pop with a little Psych from the best I can remember. Kind of a unique sound. From Germany, Rufus Zufall, Krautrock on Pills. Tyndall, kind of a twinkly type of light electronics here. T2, their first album, It'll All Work Out in Boomland, was a really kind of a gritty, heavy psych rock, and this was an album they put out 1 year later, or actually I think the same year, but it never got released. Well, they finally released it, and I really like it, although their first one is the best. Eloy with Inside, kind of a space rock with psychedelic touches in there, progressive. This is really good. From 1979, though it sounds like early 70s, Gravestone, Doomsday, Krautrock. Gritty, hard rockin', got some good jams going in there. A very strange, kind of a gloomy, morose sounding album of Krautrock with a lot of organ, very eerie organ, very interesting lyrics, but I love it, a classic. Great reissue there, high quality stock, great sound. Novalis, Banished Bridge, Krautrock, The Hardy Tree, Common Grounds. This is a fairly new one. I think it just came out this year. Clay Pipe Music is putting out a lot of really interesting stuff I like. Alcuin, Mountain Queen, kind of a symphonic progressive with some real melodic beauty in there. Aphrodite's Child, The Best Of, Scope, progressive rock. Lati Mille, Papillon. Their 3 albums from that middle 70s period are really great. Midnight Circus, kind of a Psych prog, I believe. I've only heard these several times, so I'm just winging it here. This is a fairly new record from just a year or two ago. Andrew Waslick, Balgay Hill, Morning in Magnolia. And there is a repro of the original first Banco Italian prog, symphonic prog rock album. There we go. I actually found this at a record store in town here. I think I've seen this in the wild just a few times, and it's just trashed. The wheel's usually busted and missing. But this is the original press with the uncensored cover, a working wheel, bloke. Let's see. I think this band is from Spain. Brave New World, a very unusual krautrock album with unusual sound experiments and unique instruments. Far East Family Band. I really like all their 4 or 5 albums. This was one I was missing. Tinkujin on the All Ears label. I think they were originally released on Moo Land. Etc. Wolfgang Donner. I really like his sound. Jazz Krautrock. Magma, some of their newer ones from the late 70s, early 80s. These two really stuck out for my personal taste. Retrospective Volume 1 and 2. 2 great albums, great listens here. All this stuff is highly recommended, great listens. The Nazgul, kind of a gritty krautrock. Yucca Gustafsson, Toten Toystoa. Beautiful, beautiful jazzy prog. The Michael Nora Quartet. The Call. I love vibraphone and I love Fender Rhodes, so yeah, this one hits the spot. Rush's incredible Clockwork Angels, one of their better albums after 1988, when my interest in them waned a bit. They went off in different directions. I didn't really, it just wasn't my style, but this one here clicks with me. This was a new discovery of mine, Wild Nothing. They have kind of an 80s new wave sound that's very melodic and just catchy. I mean, I could just listen to these records over and over. Laughing Gas is an EP, fantastic. Indigo, Nocturne, and what was this one? Gemini. Fuzzy Duck, a nice rock jam. Krautrock. Dan Talien's Chariot Rising. Great listen here. Psych. I think this is the first issue. They put out a bunch of 45s, and they had unreleased stuff from the studio. Well, it's all been compiled finally, all the stuff they put out into one album, and it's really a good listen. Gilbert Artman's Lard Free put out 3 really great albums. This is their first. I need their other 2. This was one, if you remember me talking about Archie Patterson of Your Rock, he had a progressive magazine and mail order, and this album is where I discovered, through his mail orders, where I discovered this artist. It's Magical Power Mako, and the name of the record is Super Record, from Japan. Very nice prog here. He goes off in all different directions. Very symphonic, electronic. Zao. This is what you call rock in opposition. Sort of like Magma, Kawana, and then Shekinah, or Shekinah. Magma, don't know how to pronounce that. Ehedits, Kron, Wiederhorn. This is one I was wanting for a long time. This is just incredible. Very futuristic, deep, ethereal, electronic, otherworldly. Krautrock on mellow chord. Just fantastic. A must-have if you're looking for the spacey Krautrock. Here's one, kind of a symphonic prog, melodic, Castanarch. This was one of their later ones, Rude Politics. Fresh Air, Psych, a melodic Psych. The Cherry People. Rain, Psych. The Hello People, Psych. All these bands have that patented sound that really grabbed me. As soon as I hear them, bang, I gotta have them. A lot of psychedelic doesn't have that effect on me, but what you're seeing here is stuff that I loved as a kid when I'd hear it on the radio or something like it. And I've been trying to recapture all the stuff I missed or that was overlooked or didn't get enough airplay, so I didn't know who it was back then, but now I do. Here's the Boards of Canada, a beautiful place in the country. I love Boards of Canada. I like all their stuff. These are 2 that I was missing. Tangerine Dream, one of their bootlegs. Live in Reims, or was it? I can't remember. Anyway, it's a great listen. Fun. And I'll flip the record over here. Finally, Ultima Thule. All their very early hits here. Love this record. Tangerine Dream, of course. Asteroid Agenda and Overture. Oscillator Planet. All these more obscure tracks they did in the early days finally together on one album. From Germany, a really cool disco funk that goes into some really cool rhythms and jams. Supermax, just an awesome. All these songs are great. Libra. This is all soul funk, progressive, soul funk progressive, a little jazzy at times. A classic, one of my favorite disco songs, More, More, More. I think these guys are from Germany. Black Sun, disco. Aquarian Dream, fantasy. Dracula and Company, Hot Blood. Sylvia, Sweet Stuff. Mike Manieri, Insight. Jazz. He's got a great sound I really like. Journey Through an Electric Tube. Oh, this is a great listen. The London Jazz Chamber Group plays Kinmull's Adam's Rib. I love the music by the Dave Pike set. But this album is a standout for me, among a few others of his. Noisy Silence, Gentle Noise. And I love Thierry Ripdahl's sound. Great guitar, spacey jazz. Odyssey is, I believe, my all-time favorite album of his. Double album. What Comes After. This is a great listen here. This was a fairly new discovery. It came out not too long ago. Perhaps an avant-garde electronic. Hard to remember. I've heard so much music here lately. It's hard to remember what's what, but I loved it. And I love this one. Franco Loprino. Integrati Disintegrati. Fantastic. Here's a few library albums that I highly recommend by Camille Sauvage. Public Relations. She put out quite a few, but these are the standouts that I would be on my highest recommendations. Here's one that would fit right in with Halloween. atmospheres. Just great. Phantasmagories. And here's another one in that series. MP2000, I think is the name of the series. Eric Fremond, Now and Tomorrow. Great library music here from radio and TV. And Antonio Carlos Jobim's killer classic Stoneflower on Speaker's Corner. Fantastic sound. Nice. That's a great reissue label. Lonnie Liston Smith, and the Cosmic Echoes Renaissance. One of my favorites of his. This is a great one too. Ennio Morricone's lounge music from a bunch of different soundtracks. Here's another great soundtrack. Very Euro. That early 70s Euro sound I love. And this is a great early sound that I love for the Muzak. Yeah, Pete Moore Orchestra, Exciting Sounds of Tomorrow. This is a great album. On top here, I haven't even peeled the shrink off yet. Ariel Kama's French Archive from 1977 to 80. See, it's got four records in there. Okay, now down here, Stereolab Dots and Loops, a total classic from I think 97. This is easily my favorite Stereolab album. If you're going to get one, this is the one to get. Throbbing Gristle, Greatest Hits. And another favorite of mine, 20 Jazz Funk Greats. This is industrial music, very experimental, outside the box. They're always going in very interesting directions that are fresh sounds for the ears to absorb. Wonderful stuff. Now this one's more electronic. Cozy and Fanny. See, Cozy, Fanny, Tootie, and one of the other guys in the band. They always collaborated and came up with some interesting electronic stuff here. Kind of ethereal, experimental. Future Sound of London, Life Forms. Great electronic listen there. Let's see, what is this one? Almunia by Pulsar. Fairly new. Great ethereal psych retro sounds, electronic. And what was this one? Global Communication. Great listen. Great listen. Another classic, Roberto Dutre, Architectura Celestis. Wonderful album, highly recommended. The Moon and the Melodies, Harold Budd, Elizabeth Fraser, Robin Guthrie, and Simos Ramond. Harold Budd, Lovely Thunder, Emerald Web, Dragon Wings and Wizard Tales, Lights of the Ivory Plain, Emerald Web, Citadel by John Kerr. John Kerr had a beautiful space music album called Reflections that they used to play on Hearts of Space. This is in that same vein of sound, electronics. This is an incredible album. Michael Brooks, Hybrid. Very high recommend here. This is on Klaus Schulze's Innovative Communications label, Magic Sounds from Percussion Island. Software, digital dance. Very melodic electronics here. Dancey, catchy, bright, bubbly, sunny, happy sounds. Melody's Echo Chamber. Nope. The cover looks similar in the color. This is Ariel Kalma's Music for Love. This gets into all his early stuff that I really love. This is a beauty. The Pauline Anna Strom, the Transmillennia music. Just gorgeous. Highly recommended. It's very spacey, new agey here. Another beauty. Space music. Bernard Zolotl. Just incredible. Pauline Anna Strom, Angel Tears in Sunlight. A beautiful electronic new age. Instrumental. Most of this is all instrumental I'm showing. Rainforest Music by J.D. Emanuel, I believe is the artist. Yeah, just beautiful. Very beautiful. Atmospheric. Electronic. Caitlin Aurelia Smith and Suzanne Ciani, Sunergy. Beautiful electronic keyboard. Space. New age. And this is a fairly new one that's really a must-have. Floating Points and Pharoah Sanders, who just passed away here. Pharoah Sanders not too long ago, and the London Symphony Orchestra. A really nice collaboration of electronics and sax. Earthquake Island, John Hassel. Vernal Equinox. Flash of the Spirit. All of John Hassel's music is just highly recommended. City Works of Fiction. Among some of his last albums before he passed away, Listening to Pictures is a beauty. Just a beauty. Seeing Through Sound, John Hassel. Shri Camel, Terry Riley. Descending Moon Dervishes. Persian Surgery Dervishes. Cadenza on the Night Plane with the Kronos Quartet. And here's a beauty. Organ by Peter Michael Hamel. Oh, this is a beautiful album. Incredible, deep space music. Just gorgeous. Transition. Here's a real beauty. She plays the harp with Paul Horn on flute. Laura Allen Reflections. That one's still sealed. so thrilled to find that in good shape. Stephen Halpern, Dawn. Here he teams up with Dallas Smith. Connections. Inside the Taj Mahal. Free Flight, Beyond the Clouds. This is all, what you're seeing here is all space music. Mostly instrumental. Here is Randall McClellan's entire Music of Rana series. This is Volume 1, 2-record set. Volume 2. Volume 3. Klaus Ogerman, Gate of Dreams. David Michael and Randy Mead, Petals in the Stream. Great listening. Gymnosphere, Jordan de la Sierra, Song of the Rose, incredible. Breathe by John Burnoff and Marcus Allen. Michael Hedges, Aerial Boundaries. Mosaic, Richard Bermer, classic Hearts of Space material there. Andreas Vollenweider, Down to the Moon. White Winds. Untitled by Tim Story. Johanna Schmoling, Wuvendriet, Windblown Reeds. Here's that really pretty one by John Kerr, just floating, electronic space, reflections. Michael Stearns, Emotion. Stefan Mikas, Koan. Ray Lynch, Deep Breakfast. Mark Isham, Vapor Drawings. His soundtrack to there's 3 movies that he provided music to that were really pretty too. Here's one that I got from a friend in the VC, Darren Kern's Optimal Being. That is one incredible, beautiful album. It kind of reminds me of Walter Carlos's Sonic Seasonings with recorded outdoor sounds blended with the ethereal music. Very relaxing, calming. Let's see, what do we got here? Here's some of the more common stuff. This is a jazzy funk soul sound. The group Up. These guys sound like they're black. You'd swear it's a soul funk black group, but 3 white guys. They had another album too, which I already have, and they're both good. Let's see, I think this one's kind of a psych folk rock. I love it. Best that I can remember on that one. Here's another beauty, kind of a folky psych band from, this is all late 60s, early 70s. This unusual stuff here you don't see too often. Michelangelo, One Voice Many. Lake, a German pop rock group with progressive showing up here and there throughout their different songs. Let's see, the Astral Scene by the Astral Projection. All stuff that I just absolutely, when I heard the albums, I mean, these are, for me personally, Everything you're seeing is a great listen all the way through. Not many duds on here, if any. Evil, another interesting Psych. A lot of melody, a melodic songwriting, and really well written tunes on these records. This is really a beauty here. Has that early 70s sound I absolutely love. Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat. Psych here. Just incredible. The Peppermint Rainbow. Will you be staying after Sunday? I really like their sunshine psych pop sound. Just very bright and cheery. Austin Roberts. He had that hit song, Something's Wrong With Me, that I remember hearing on the radio. And all the songs on this album are in that same vein. Very, very nice listen. Here's one still sealed. I had heard the Stampeders' Sweet City Woman on the radio. Thought that was their only song, basic sound, and then I started sampling some of their other albums and really like their sound. I like all their albums. Really great songwriters. But of all their records, this one's a standout. Man, oh man, give this a listen. They get some really good rock jams going here. This is fantastic. I was just blown away when I heard this album. From the Fire. And another one by them, New Day. Corridor of Faces, Lazy Smoke. Psych. Grape Jam by Moby Grape. And whenever this album was originally issued, it's called Wow, it came with a bonus second album, Grape Jam. So these were released originally together. Both great albums. And I just love that artwork. Isn't that great? You've heard of Fanny, the four-girl band. Bertha, another four-girl band. They have a little bit more edgy rock jam sound, where Fanny Hill dabbles in various styles. Bertha's more overall heavy. But both incredible girl groups. I love their music. That's the drummer. These are two sisters here. They're the guitarists, and she is one heck of a keyboardist. All three sing. They all contribute very nicely. Check out their music. This one here is Charity Ball. And I love the folk sound of Melanie. Here's one I was missing. Very lovely young lady there. This is a great album. I love all the music of Bread. What an incredible group that doesn't get much radio play anymore. Friends and Lovers is a really beautiful song. David Gates. Al Cooper, Easy Does It. He was more hit and miss for me, but this album I really liked. He goes into all different styles here. And then this one here I like. Act Like Nothing's Wrong. And I love the group Sweet. Kind of an artsy glam rock. They had a lot of great music output. A lot of fun to watch live on stage on all their videos they did. And Desolation Boulevard with Fox on the Run. Yeah, great stuff by these guys. Cut Above the Rest. Rolling Stones, Let It Bleed, great album. Gimme Shelter was a favorite of mine for a long time. You can't always get what you want. Yeah. Love the Allman Brothers. Eat a Peach. Yeah. Love the Marshall Tucker Band. Searching for a Rainbow. Y'all remember Twiggy the model, very popular in the late 60s. She put out two really cool albums of kind of a country, very light country music. This is one, and I'm waiting for the other one in the mail. Corliss, this is a really good album. Kind of a psyche pop, or I almost forgot. Very melodic, very nice songwriting. Folky. Yeah, folky. Du Fil, Silence and Wisdom. This is a very unique listen. Very unique. Very dreamy, otherworldly, ambient, experimental. Definitely a standout. And this is their second album. Very pretty, dreamy stuff there. Walter Carlos by request. Thierry Ripdahl, Miroslav Vitas, and Jack DeJohnette. Matthew Michel, Blue Light. Kind of a jazz bebop sound that's newer, but it sounds like it could have been done in the late 60s. Interlife with Paul Brett. Stone Circus, really cool Psych. Syrinx, Long Lost Relatives. This is a unique listen here. Psyche, experimental, unusual instrumentation, songwriting, the way they construct music, very different. This is progressive. I think it's a little bit symphonic, jazzy. U.S. Apple Core. Let the music take your mind. Very happy to find this one. It's still sealed. Nice Psych there. Aura. Kind of a soul funk. Cross country. Spin. Really great progressive there, Whirlwind. They had 2 albums, I think, and this may be better than their first one. Educated Homegrown by New Heavenly Blue. Kind of a real pretty melodic, breezy Psych. Here's a keyboard-driven band. Oh, I've got something blocking it there, but these are the guys in the group. Heavy synthesizer. They get some really good rhythms going. Fun stuff here. Annie Haslam of Renaissance does her own thing here. Annie in Wonderland. This is a fun listen. A little bit classical, progressive, kind of dreamy. Has a fantasy type feel to it. Fun. Gentle Giant live. Playing the Fool is the title of this one. I just love all of Gentle Giant's complex, unique take on music construction. This is one incredible beauty. This is done by teenage girls, and it's all, I think, vibes. Xylophone vibes in beautiful harmony. You'd swear there's more instruments, but it's simple, but yet beautiful. You know, less is more type of feel you get with this one. Just gorgeous. Incredible. Let's see. Stu Phillips, featuring the vocals of Dino, Desi, and Billy. Follow Me soundtrack. Really love the sound of this one. That captures that sound I'm always looking for. This is an incredibly beautiful melodic album here. Perry Leopold. Acoustic. Just absolutely beautiful. Very serene, calming. 1973. High recommend here. Very high. Sort of a Tangerine Dream, Klaus Schultz, Berlin School type of sound of electronics here on this keyboard-driven progressive. Peru, Continents. What's this one? Children. And the title of this one is Rebirth. Psychedelic. Soft psych, baroque pop with fuzzed out psychedelia. Some more psychedelia. Kind of a dreamy, atmospheric. Reason. The Age of Reason. Mandala. Soul Crusade. Soul Funk Psych. The Turnquist Remedy, Iowa by the Sea. This was a kind of a unique listen. The way they construct their songs, the instruments, they offer just a little bit of a different sound than we're used to. These are all standouts for their unique melodic approach to songwriting. The Seventh Dawn, Sunrise. Here's another beauty. Balaklava, Pearls Before Swine. Cannes Tagomago. Genesis Trespass. The Moths, Labyrinth. Bloke. Let's see, what country was this from? I'm not sure if it was from South America or Spain. Here's another really good one. They create some really nice psych prog jams. Listening. This is a great album here too. Hard Meat, Through a Window. Here's a very rare one I ran across. This one here, I was looking at Scandinavian music, and this one popped up, and I sampled it and really loved it. So this is kind of just a chance discovery. Sukelusveen is the artist. Jazzy, very jazzy, progressive. Uriah Heep Live, Parigio, Valley of the Temple, Cressida, Dr. Dopo Jam, Entree, Arcadium. All this stuff is highly recommended. All progressive here. Day of Phoenix, Wide Open and Way. Monument with the first Monument. Bluebell, Wood, The Big Sleep. The incredible Psyche, Tripped Out, Arzakel with bonus tracks. Let's see here. Yeah, there's I think 4 bonus tracks on here, if I'm thinking of the right group. Franco Battiato, one of his later ones after his first 2 classics. From Canada, I believe, Etc. Jazzy Prog. Aquarelle, more Canadian jazz prog, I believe, is where they're from. I just had to get all the Henry Cows. I only had the first one, so I got all the rest of them that I personally like the sound of the album. I'm missing, I think, one, but there are 4 or 5 here of the earlier releases are my favorites. Concerts. Here's one I saw a guy on the VC. Can't think of his name offhand, but this is Alco Frisbass, Le Bateleur. And this is really great. Great progressive rock. Coda, Sounds of Passion, Symphonic Prog. One of the guys from SBB, Josef Skurzik, from Hungary, I believe, the band East. Diagonal with Arc. Isotope. This is a really great listen here. Check this one out. I think Klaus Schulze was involved with this one. Let's see, who is that? That's Gam with Azite. And then Sand. Let's see. What else do we got here? Well, these are in the dark, they're hard to see. What else do we got over here? Oh yeah, this is a fairly new one by Molchat Doma. They bring back an 80s sound that's really catchy, kind of a new wave. And here's another one that really caught my ear. I like the sound of their music. Unknown Mortal Orchestra. But this album is the only one of theirs I like. This one just clicked with me. Two I Was Missing from Joni Mitchell, Dog Eat Dog, and Hijira. Of all the hip-hop groups, the only hip-hop group to this day that I like is Luscious Jackson, a four-girl band. That's their first album from '92, In Search of Manny, Natural Ingredients, and Fever In, Fever Out. This is especially my favorite. This is definitely, this one has a summer sound. They do all kinds of samples in here, 70s samples, blended in with their newer sound, and it really works great. This is from '96? Yeah. And another band I just love the sound of, Men I Trust. Uncle Jazz, that's a great one there. Yeah, check out Men I Trust. And this was their latest one, Untourable album. Melody's Echo Chamber. She collaborated with, the guy from Tame Impala. Yeah. I think he was with her on this one, and then they were dating a while, they broke up, and she did this one. She went her own direction in this one without his influence. And both of them are great. She really goes into some very adventurous new directions. That's just very fascinating listen. She really knows how to put together some melodic excitement with different instruments. This is a classic, Cocteau Twins, Heaven or Las Vegas. I love Slow Dive, Souvlaki. Pygmalion. This is one I actually like by Radiohead, In Rainbows. And this other one here, Moon-Shaped Pool. Fleet Foxes. This was the only one I liked by Fleet Foxes for some reason. This is an incredible find, a discovery. Bat for Lashes, Lost Girls. She put out, I think, 5, 6, 7 albums maybe. This is the standout. They have some really good tracks, but it's hit and miss. This one, I love every single track on it. This is an absolute 10. Incredible. Although it's new, it sounds like it could have come from the 80s. I've always loved Tears for Fears. This is one of their latest ones, The Tipping Point. Just out of curiosity, had to add it to my other ones, and it wasn't too bad. Not too bad. But I still like their old stuff a little better. though this one is growing on me. And then I've always loved ABBA. This is their latest. It was said they would never ever get back together. I think they were offered $1 billion at one time and they refused. And they finally got back together. This was more, you can tell it's kind of light, sweet, feminine type of tracks. Not quite as adventurous and in the direction of their earlier stuff. I wasn't as crazy about it as I was their 70s period. Let's see, what do we got here? Oh yeah, some newer artists here. David Bolter, great. All this stuff is highly recommended. David Bolter, let's see, D. Rothen, Nightscapes, just incredible. Memories of Earth. This is a real pretty one. Jazzy, Brimmer McCoy, Natten. The Hardy Tree, Through Passages of Time. Really great stuff. John Brooks, Chapwick. Let's see, let me get in a different position here. There we go. John Brooks, Beautified Junkyards, a very ethereal, psychedelic, dreamy, ambient type of pop. Just very melodic and beautiful. Just gorgeous. The Invisible World of Beautified Junkyards. And this is their latest, Cosmorama. Signal Drift, very dreamy. Still Corners, Strange Pleasures. Gaussian Curve, The Distance. G.G. Mazin, Wind. Talk to the Sea. Boards of Canada, Twoism. This is a favorite of mine, this album here. Well, actually, I like the next three I'm going to show. Tomorrow's Harvest. This has almost an apocalyptic sound to it, like the end of the world. But it's just very kind of a sci-fi. And then this one here is another great album, Music Has the Right to Children. And this one here is really good, Gio Gotti. Campfire, Head Phase, Trans-Canada Highway. The Advisory Circle. If you're into a new electronic, a melodic electronic band, The Advisory Circle is a great artist. Other Channels is incredible. Mind How You Go. Yeah, check out the Ghost Box label. As the Crow Flies. Pie Corner Audio, Sleep Games. From Out Here, The Advisory Circle. The Pattern Forms. This is a really beautiful electronic synth pop. Really, really great songwriting here. Very catchy tunes. Ways of Seeing, The Advisory Circle. Puzzlewood by Plone. And then, of course, Lonerism by Tame Impala. Currents. And their latest, The Slow Rush. And then Tycho. Not sure what that one's called. simulcast for that one. And let's see, what do we got down here? Modesty Blaze soundtrack. A reissue of Zabriskie Point with bonus music on there. Brother on the Run. Great soul. Other Side of the Mountain. This is a great one. Jackie Brown. Love Unlimited. I think one of these gals is Barry White's wife. The Isley Brothers featuring That Lady. I love that song. That was my favorite soul song of the early 70s. 73, I think, is when that came out. Hot. Pleasure. Future Now. Joyous. Keep on Jumping from Musique. The New Birth. Coming from All Ends. Stevie Wonder's The Secret Life of Plants. Kenny Rankin. Like a Seed. Jim and Dale. 86% of Us. Now these are all folk. Psyche folk. Echoes of Love's Reality. And then they're beautiful. Very beautiful and melodic. A lot of acoustic on here. Red Hash. Bob Trimble, Harvest of Dreams. Ruth Ann Friedman, Hurried Life. This is a pretty one too. Linda Perhacs, Parallelograms. From Bob Smith, The Visit. All worth checking out. Mark Fry, Dreaming with Alice. Nick Drake, Pink Moon. Ferguson Hewlett, Mushroom Palace. And this is a Christian band of college students that was funded by businesses in their town to make these records. Really, really pretty, calming music. Psyche. But this is, I think, my favorite. The You and You. All guys and one gal. Marianne Johnson. She's on organ. And there's one brother. And let's see. Where's her other brother? There's her other brother. Yeah. And they were located in New Mexico, I think. Las Vegas, New Mexico. Yeah. And here's another kind of a Christian psych rock. Kind of a, I think it's mid-70s to late 70s. Michelangelo. Really, this is a classic. Highly sought after. Okay, there's Flyover, Derek Higgins. Myths and Realities. John Carpenter, Lost Themes. Some more soundtracks. And here's the good stuff over here. Well, here's some jazz. Here's some jazz. Double Image. Double Image with Dawn. Azimuth. Eberhard Weber. Later That Evening. John Abercrombie, Characters. Richard Barak and George Mraz, Rendezvous. Sargasso Sea. Keith Jarrett. Changes. Gallery. These were really standouts. When I heard them, I just had to get them. Arbor Zena. I'd heard this one on Hearts of Space many years ago. And also this one, Staircase. Really beautiful. Just piano, but man, it works. Chick Corea, Gary Burton. Lyric Suite for Sextet. Hello, Hotel. Hotel Hello, rather. Gatto Barbieri, Caliente. Gino Vanelli, Nightwalker. Spirogyra, Catching the Sun. Now these here are from a mixture from Spain, Mexico, and South American countries. Espiritu, Chrysalida. These are all progressive. Progressive rock and progressive symphonic. Very melodic, beautiful, structured, laid out music here. George Reyes, Ektunkel, I think that's from Mexico. From Brazil, I believe. Oturco, Creatures of the Night. Iceberg, really love this band. I liked the one album I sampled so much I got the other three. They're all great. Cosus Nostris, Sentiments, and Arkansas. Rainbow Across the Sky, or something like that is what it means. La Cofradia de la Solar. Iman, Califato Independiente, Camino del Aguila. Boo Boo, Annabellus. This has long been a sought-after classic. It was reissued finally. Sagrado by, yeah, that's the title, and this is the name of the band, I believe. Triad. This is a really interesting listen. Granada. I believe these albums are from a Spanish group. Yeah. All this is 70s, early to late 70s. Fusion. This was a great listen. Kai. C-A-I. That's the title. Great stuff there. Noche Abierta. And then Canción de la Primavera by Kai. This is incredible. This is Electronic Symphonic Keyboards by Hesenia. Legends. This is absolutely beautiful. Beautiful. Oh my gosh. I can listen to this one over and over and over. Just incredible. 4 nice long songs. Gotta check this one out. And When I Was Missing by Neuronium from Spain. Michel Huygens and his friend Carlos, Invisible Views. And this is an incredible one from Spain, I believe. Can't remember, but this is synthesizer driven, very symphonic, very melodic, powerful, sci-fi, kind of a space rock. Incredible. Tito with Quetzalcoatl, another classic. And let's see, I think these guys are from Mexico. Let me check here. No, Brazil. This band is from Brazil. This is Ruinus Circularis by Alpha 3. Very different. Very different sound there. I really like their sound. This is my favorite by them. Alpha 3's Temple of Delphos. Check this one out. And from the country of Chile in South America, Blops. Psych Prague on Alba. Atmosphera, really pretty one here, The Lady of Shalott. Got this from Anazatisi in Greece. They have a nice label with some interesting stuff. Crack, Si Todo Hiciera. This is a great album. Very melodic, beautiful female lead singer. Gorgeous, gorgeous progressive here. Just incredible. Yeah. And here's another beauty. A concept record about the Four Seasons, I believe. It's been a while, and I actually cannot think of the name of this band. Curiosity's got me. I've got to open it up to see. Oh boy. Hold on. Oh yes. The group is Canarios with Cyclos. From Spain. Yeah. Very thick record with all kind of inserts, catalogs, booklets, art cards. This is a great album here. Froop. Modern Masquerades. Future Legends. Flight, Dawn Dancer. Solution. Earth and Fire's first album. Song of the Marching Children by Earth and Fire, really great album, has a beautiful gatefold. And In a State of Flux, one of their later ones that was still pretty darn good. In and Out of Focus by Focus, Jan Ackerman, Klaus Ogerman, Aranjuez. Kayak, See the Sun. I think these are all from the Netherlands here. Yeah, I got in Netherlands. Now these here, most of these I think are from the Sweden area or Scandinavia. Circus, moving on. Daybreak with Mirror. Mirror is the name of the group and Daybreak is the title. This is one I was looking for a long time. This is incredible. I love it. It's so melodic. Nice long songs. Check this one out. Bo Hansen, Magician's Hat. Love all his stuff. Solar Plexus. There was a volume 2, but this one's my favorite. The first one is my favorite. Lotus. This is a good one too. They got a great sound. Great sound. Wigwam is another great band. Nuclear Nightclub. Secret Oyster. They got 2 albums. Straight to the Crankin' House, and then this self-titled one. Oh no, this is the self-titled, and then they have Sea Sun. They're both great. Let's see, where does it say Sea Sun? There it is. Kind of hidden in the wave splashes. Let's see. Yucca Gustafson, Valan Vuoski. This is a great listen. Kaipa. This is a great listen. Finch. Galleons of Passion. Melodic. This is a beauty here too. Really nice. Kvartetten som sprangde. Katwals. Bonsai with Horanata. They kind of had a Genesis thing going. That guy almost reminds me of Peter Gabriel's getup. Very melodic. I think these guys are from... Oh man, it's been a while. Can't remember. But it's a very nice listen too. Oh my gosh, Rainbow Band. This is another good must-have. Super Sister, the Canterbury sound, really nice jazz here. Present from Nancy, that's a must-have. And then this one here, To the Highest Bidder. Lambertland by Tazavalan Presidente, must-have. Nimbus Obus is a newer one, but it's nice musical journey. Those are from Sweden area. And then from the USA, these are all US prog. Jasper Rath, great listen. After All, these are all check out must-have. Copperfield, Tales Untold. Caverns of Your Brain, Lift. On Guinness. Third Quadrant. Seeing Yourself as You Really Are. Yeah, very unique cover on this one. And here's one that I was looking for in really good condition. It's got a foil cover, which is always ring worn and scuffed off, but this one's still in shrink. Mantis. Canadian. Fred. Check out the song Fred. But they're all great songs. Eyes of Fire. Hollywood Eyes, National Blues. Fred's the really funky one. Got really cool synth in there. This is a beautiful acoustic, melodic folk, pop, The Expanding Circle. It's still sealed. Conscious. A fairly new discovery of mine. Hanson. Now hear this. Somewhat funky, jazzy, progressive. The Neutrons Black Hole Star, Tales from the Blue Cocoons, Mars Everywhere by Industrial Sabotage. Or is Industrial Sabotage the name of the group? Mars Everywhere, I think, is the name of the group, and Industrial Sabotage, yeah. Really interesting, kind of an avant-garde, experimental, electronic, all kind of weird stuff going on there. This is worth checking out. A totally unique listen. Something you're not going to hear every day. Caldera, Sky Islands from Canada, I believe. Accolade. Citadel by Star Castle. Babylon, really good one. Kansas Blue. Todd Rundgren's Utopia, still in shrink. And their soul album, Blind Faith. Almost mint condition. I was so glad to find that. Every time I see that, it's always terribly ring worn. This is a really nice album. It seems like this one might have been a little bit Psych classical. Great listen. Love it. Check it out. Gabriel Bondage, Angel Dust. This is a beauty. Solstice, Silent Dance. And their later one, Sia, Solstice. Mwandishi by Herbie Hancock. Headhunters, I was missing that one. And then I was missing this one here, Crossings, on the speaker's corner. A lot of these I haven't even opened. They're still sealed. I just haven't had the time. This one here was a gift from a guy in the VC that doesn't do videos anymore. He sent me this and another small 7-inch EP. This is kind of in the area of Tangerine Dream. Very ethereal, electronic prog. And let's see, what do we got over here? Okay. From Romania, Sphinx with Zalmox on Electrocord Records. Let's see here. There we go. And then a little bit later album of theirs from the 80s, just called Sphinx. Very nice. All this is right down my alley. Phonograph. I love that cover. This is a classic. Check this one out. Oh my gosh. Cantifobule by Phoenix. This is incredible. Oh man. From Australia, Sebastian Hardy, 4 Moments. Kano from Canada, Eclipse. And then that, however you pronounce that, very pretty. Another beauty from Canada by Harmonium. That's the title. From Canada, Manège. There's the title. Morse Code by March de Homs. True Myth. Ptarmigan. This is an unusual listen too. Really like this one. Ptarmigan. From Hungary, Omega. They're Hungary's most popular progressive rock band. They started out more psychedelic, and then they went into progressive, and then more of a, you know, commercial pop with a little bit of progressive. That's the lead singer. I really like the graphic on there, very psyche. They put out some good music. From Poland. I'm not sure. I can't remember, but just, I guess if you want to check them out, just punch in these album titles and you'll get their album on Discogs. It's on the Polski Nagrania Musa label. Laboratorium. This is a series of Polish jazz. This is great. I really like this one. This got a lot of electronics in it. Very nice. Here's another one by that group. They're all great. Jazzy, kind of experimental. They may be related to some of the members in SBB, Search, Break Up, and Build, on the Supraphon Poland label. I'm thinking that this guy here and these other ones were somehow related, because they put out a lot of records. They were very jazzy. They rocked, and then they had symphonic, and they focused on keyboards. A lot of keyboard-driven music. This is one of their later ones, SBB, but boy, this is a really nice standout. Really nice way to end, as they, I think, broke up shortly after this album. I think that's from '81. Here's a Canterbury sound, believe it or not. Viva Boma by Kos. Kos is the name of the band. Really nice. Really nice. Check this one out. And here's my favorite one from the Belgian band Machiavel, Jester. It almost has a Pink Floyd keyboard sound to it, of symphonic rock. Really cool. And then their follow-up, Mechanical Moonbeams, Jazzy from Belgium, Placebo, kind of a jazz fusion. From Japan, let's see, we have another Far East family band, Parallel World. Yeah, this was really floating electronics here. Drifting, slow build and fade, and yeah, Hearts of Space material here. Tai Fong. And here is their second one, called Windows. Tomita, Isia Tomita. Pictures at an exhibition. This is a band I heard on prog radio in my prog radio days. Brian always used to play this band a lot. Open the Next Page. What song on there did he play a lot? I can't remember the title, but yeah, this is a really nice, kind of a neo-prog. This is a what you'd call neo-prog. And then Stomu Yamashita's Go To. The only version that has this artwork is, I think, from the Netherlands. The rest of them had a rather bland cover. This was kind of interesting. They drew on the naked bodies of a man and a woman sitting in front of him there. There's Stomu Yamashita. Has Klaus Schultz, Michael Shreve, Al Di Meola. And then here's a real beauty, a very powerful work, Sea and Sky, Stomu Yamashita. This is a really beautiful one. This was featured on Hearts of Space in the day. And we stop here and I'll start on the top. Okay, here's some more new finds. Ahura Mazda. Very psyche prog. Ayers Rock. They're from Australia. And they have a very nice acoustic melodic sound. Kind of a heavy psych rock here, Barabbas from America, Captain Beyond with the lenticular cover there. This is a classic. Chrysalis, more light, a little bit on the lighter side. The title of that one's Definition. Really nice, a nice one here to check out, Culpeper's Orchard. This is all psych right here, with a lot of progressive in it. Dionysus. This one is more heavy rocking here, psych. This is a really nice one, very eclectic, kind of experimental, improvisation, avant-garde. Yeah. The Eclectic Mouse. Check this one out for a different listening experience. The Flock. They got a nice sound. Reminds me a little bit of Jethro Tull in the very early days. A nice heavy workout here by Euclid. And a classic here by Fuse. Genesis. Glass harp, a very melodic. Acoustic Psych. Gravy Train, more heavy. Help. Second Coming. That one's a really nice one too. I remember that being a standout for my taste. Indian Summer on Neon. Kangaroo. This was a standout. Locomotive, We Are Everything You See. And I really like this one here. This is a new discovery that I just chanced upon and like the sound a lot. Madder Lake, Still Point. Very nice. I think these two are from Australia. Butterfly Farm. That's their second one. Of course, you've all heard of Mahogany Rush, Child of the Novelty. Kind of a Canadian Jimi Hendrix, heavy guitar, psych rock. Maxum. Here's another one I really like, the Mandrake Memorial. First, self-titled. Then their second, Medium. And Man-Made. I really like this band. And here's a more scratchy copy of Mantis on that foil cover, but the record's near mint. It plays great. Just Marsupilami. This was a good one too. More heavy rockin'. Macaulay Workshop. That was a good one. Neil Merriweather, Space Rangers. He has a unique approach to his guitar usage, kind of a sci-fi. Here's the, actually this is early ELO, The Move. This is my favorite album by them. I think this is the Spanish cover version because it's pink. All other countries it's more blue. The Nice. They got a unique sound that I really liked. The Thoughts of Emerlist Davjak. Ars Longa Vita Brevis. I liked it. I like them all. Everything is nice as Mother makes it. And then Five Bridges. Nil. This was a really nice one too. Orange Colored Sky. Osiris. Pan and Regalies. This was a great one too. I really enjoyed that one. Providence. Ever Since the Dawn. Oh, I really love this one from Australia. Jeff St. John's Copper Wine, Joint Effort. This was great. And this is a standout, Lonesome Crow by the Scorpions. Fantastic. The long title track on there, man. There are but four small faces. Spectrum, Miles Ago. Spectrum Part 1. Warm Dust. And I love the West Coast Pop Art Experimental Band, Part 1. Love all their albums. There's Volume 2. A Child's Guide to Good and Evil. Here's a great one, Wild Butter. Found this locally here at a record shop in Columbia. Zoo. Found this in Columbia. Amandul, Underground. This is very raw, but very interesting. Amandul was made up of two communes, and one factor split to form Amandul 2. This was the one that had the more raw sound. This is one of the best of Amandul, Phallus Day. Followed by Yeti. This was also one of their high points. Yeti. I also liked Amandul's Tanz der Lemminge, the Dance of the Lemmings. This was very similar to Yeti. Carnival in Babylon. I love this. This is great. And this is really an incredible album. Carnival in no, this is Wolf City. Wolf City. Really good album here. Almost Alive. I really enjoyed this one. There's a few songs on here that really are standouts. I think the last song on side B almost reminded me of Genesis's Cinema Show. Annexus Quam, Jazzy, Psych, Prog, Krautrock. This is all German Krautrock we're looking at now. Anyone's Daughter. Very melodic, symphonic. They really produce some beautiful symphonic music. This one's real pretty too. Neustern. This one has the gatefold that opens up. Asherah Temple's very first. This is just stellar. Absolute must. This was excellent too. Schwingungen. On Ore. And 7-Up. Timothy Leary and Asherah Temple get together for this one. Really trippy here, fun. Fun space rock. Discover Cosmic, Asherah Temple. This is a really incredible one, Between and the Waters Opened. This is a real unique listen. This is one of my favorites by Birth Control. This one, they're going far more progressive than their other stuff, which is more heavy rock. This is more melodic, symphonic. This one here I had discovered on Prog Radio. Very difficult one to find here. Blind Man's Mirror with... No, Second Movement is the name of the band with Blind Man's Mirror. Yeah. And this is an original press. So glad to find that one. And Brosel Machine. Very beautiful folk. Melodic folk. Psych. Burning Candle. Symphonic rock there. Very spacey. Camisole, 1975. These are two incredible electronic masterpieces by Cluster. Both of them are just incredible. This is an awesome one. Galactic Supermarket. Just a cosmic, no holds barred blowout. from the 7-Up sessions, where Rolf Ulrich Kaiser put all the musicians together in the studio. They didn't know they were being recorded, and they just let everything loose. Great results. Here's another really cool one. A unique listen worth checking out. Dennis with Hyperthalamus. On Flight to the Light with Dream World. And this is kind of a dreamy, keyboard-driven synth progressive. Xian, Electric Silence, Jazzy, Ethereal, kind of an earthy, I don't know, man, it's hard to, this one's a unique sound into itself. Check this one out. I almost can't think of the right words to describe it, but it's quite a trippy, ethereal type listen. Earth Star, Atomic Power, no thank you. This is a nice one. Eden with Earwartung. Very pretty synth sounds. Paralandra. Ela Craig, this is a great one. This is among one of their classics, their very first one. Dreamy, drifting, one-nighter. Here they incorporate a little more electronic keyboards, a little bit funky at times. Missa Universalis. Yeah, this one is got a lot of organ, I think, in it. Very ethereal. Almost a religious experience type of sound. Colors. Eloy's always in that space rock prog vein. Power and the Passion, a really good one. One of my favorites by Embryo. Embryo's Rage. That's my favorite by Embryo, Steig Aus. Featuring the organ of Jimmy Jackson. Boy, this is a smoking jam fusion here. This is a high recommend. Etc. Great jazzy stuff here. Faust, very experimental, outside the box strangeness here. Flute and Voice, a really nice ethereal melodic acoustic. Journey, Frumpy, All Will Be Changed, has the vocals of Inga Rumpf. She has a very husky voice. Somehow it works quite well with this band, these records here. It sounds good. These are two classics by them. Galactic Explorers. This is a really dreamy, ethereal jazz that's soft and floating. Epitaph for Venus. Galaxy, Nature's Clear Well. A lot of beautiful songwriting here. Melodic. And there's the second, I think this is the import artwork from that same album. Gila, this is a classic. Heavy rock with atmospherics in there, otherworldly. Delves into early Psych, Pink Floyd days of the 60s, early 70s. Grobschnitt, merry-go-round. Really nice sounding symphonic prog. Jane with Lady. Joy Unlimited with Butterflies. Another kind of unique sound from Germany. Reflections might be my favorite. That's Joy from Joy Unlimited. She was the lead singer. Kangaroo. This was very trippy, spaced out guitar jams here. Very trippy. This is their best album. Here's a jazzy one by Collective, a classic. Kron, Let It Out. This is one of my favorites by them. Great band. They were featured in that series, that documentary series. Here's another one. And Kraftwerk's very first album. Let's see. There we go. Mandala Band. Kind of a unique sound there, the way they approach their instruments and songwriting. Mythos, their debut. Very trippy. Ethereal, spacey. Concrete City. Here, Stephen Kasky is getting more synthesizer, pop, but not really pop. And Novalis, a very dreamy, ethereal, symphonic with Samarabend. That's probably one of their favorites by fans. Octopus, this was a really good listen. I was really impressed with this sound of this particular record, An Ocean of Rocks. This is easily my favorite by that band. Odin, this was a real nice heavy rocker with some really good songwriting. And then Popol Vuh's Beautiful in the Gardens of Pharaoh on Pills. And another beauty. They're all beautiful. Hosiana Mantra. And Das Hohelied Solomos. The Song of Solomon. I don't know what that translates to, but this is another really pretty one. So that's all for this section, and then we'll continue a little further down here, but that's all for tonight.